Now he's checking out the car. He had to check the license plate out. He said, "How dare this peasant record me and my duties, my official capacity? How dare he?" That's all it takes, guys. That simple. You just got to record these assholes. That's what we need. We need a public service where we have paid public auditors that get to follow the police around and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know, some actual accountability. I know, crazy concept, isn't it? Crazy concept to allow private citizens to hold their public servants accountable. What a crazy concept, isn't it? What a crazy concept. Well, you see how quickly that police stop took. Yeah, once you start recording them, they don't like to stick around long after that. But hope this video has been informative. I wish we could have gotten some response from the police or the gentleman that they pulled over. See if they gave him a ticket or not, or if he'd want to talk to him. But not a lot of people do, which I understand. I mean, who the hell would want to talk to a jackass with a camera anyways? But, you know, especially after being harassed by the police. I mean, who the hell would want to, you know, deal with that nonsense? So I don't know, but someone's got to do it. Someone's got to keep an eye on these blue line bandits. I don't know, what do you call them? Piggies? What is that? Is that still the trend to call cops pigs? Is that still the way we roll? I don't know. But I do know they have to be monitored regularly, because if not, as we've seen, God, millions of times now, the police are clearly not your friend. And I don't believe the police actually serve a legitimate purpose. Okay? Like, I don't actually believe that the police, I mean, other than to generate revenue, of course, right? Which we all know that. Revenue generation, we know they're there for that. But outside of that, I don't know what purpose they serve, really, to be totally honest with you. Community caretaking, I guess, but that can be handled through the fire department. Well, it should be able to be handled through the fire department. But there's, other agencies that can fill that void. You really don't need police officers. Certainly not as many as we have, because they're not solving like real crime anyways, right? Like, they're doing shit like that, writing tickets, right? Like, I was driving down the road, that guy wasn't doing anything that was putting anyone's life at risk. So to even pull him over, to initiate a stop, to annoy him or harass him, that's not necessary. It's not necessary. I mean, obviously, if someone's trying to, like, commit violence with a vehicle or something, okay, sure, but that's not what I witnessed. I saw a guy just driving down the road. Maybe he was going a couple miles per hour too fast or something, but definitely nothing that warranted being stopped and harassed and frisked. So I don't know. I used to think police officers were a necessary evil, but now, no, I don't think they're necessary. I think they're evil. Well, a good portion of them, not all of them. We have a couple of police officers in Wayne that are all right people. But their job description requires them to be evil people. The police departments that they serve are certainly evil. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's a philosophical question, I guess. It's kind of like, were the Nazi concentration camp guards, were those people evil? Well, certainly some of them were. But there's arguments that people would make that they were all complicit, so they're all evil. And then some people like to have a more nuanced approach where they, say, oh, no. You got to look at the individual. And I get all that. But I think with police officers in America, I've seen thousands and thousands of videos, case by case by case by case, of just absolute police brutality, clear abuse of legal process, abuse, physical abuse, emotional, everything, every type of abuse you can imagine, perpetrated by police officers against innocent Americans and some non-Americans, right? So the necessary part, I don't agree with anymore. A necessary evil. Mm-mm. Because, if they actually were solving crimes too, then maybe I'd be like, okay, well, they solve murders and, rape and shit. But when, like, the majority of rapes and murders go unsolved, and they're not being actively investigated, I gotta beg the question, well, what's the point? What's the point of having these guys? So they can come and harass you over a bonfire and throw you in jail over a bonfire or something like that. Something trivial bullshit, right? Because your neighbor, your neighbor, right? Not your neighbor, but somebody in the neighborhood or someone across town has a hard-on for you, and so you just have to like let the cops deal with it, right? Because you can't just go knock on their door and have a conversation and say, hey, this is what I don't like about you. Can you please stop doing it? They said instead they have these people called the police, right? And these police officers, they used to be called peace officers, which I'm all for getting peace officers back in action here, but we don't have peace officers in this country. We have revenue generators, right? People that just sit around and hand out tickets all day to people that work for a living. And no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think There needs to be a team of people like me that all we do is just go around and audit, right? We get paid for it too. We get paid to, it doesn't have to be privately funded. I mean, I do it either way, but really it should be a public servant position, right? Like, hey, we need somebody who's going to oversee everything, who's going to be neutral and kind of keep their, they're going to keep their hands out of things, and they're just going to kind of observe and watch and record, and but they're going to be hands off, right? That would be a great public servant position, and you can give it to exclusively to veterans, the people that have served this country honorably. And I don't think it'd be a bad idea. I don't think it would be a bad idea at all. I think that's, one of many things we could employ, but definitely at the local level, that for sure needs to occur, But I'll take the initiative. I'll do it, virtually for free. Although the VA, I'm in federally funded jobs training program anyways, and journalism and communal engagement is part of that plan. So I'm in a unique situation, but shouldn't take a unique situation to have accountability, right? Accountability should just kind of be the gold standard. The more eyes, the better on something. And basically, just kind of get people, that's what I'm trying to do, really, is I'm trying to get people inspired again. I'm trying to get people to say fuck it, say fuck it and do what needs to be done, which is clear as day. What needs to be done is the government needs to start respecting people's rights again, and that should be the gold standard. And it shouldn't take you got to go find a special attorney to have your rights upheld, because most attorneys don't want to be bothered with that constitutional law crap, right? I'm a criminal lawyer, I don't do civil. And I'm just like, I think anyone who makes a statement like that should instantly be disbarred. I'm in the state of Michigan. Michigan. Yeah, that's where I call home. Unfortunately, my mother, who lived in Phoenix, Arizona, decided to, come up to Sheridan, Michigan. For what reason, I have no fucking idea. But yeah, that's how I ended up in Michigan. And then, because the economy is so dog shit, and there, really wasn't any housing, supply, I was required to look at a house in Wayne, which I love the house, I love the land, but I hate the zip code in which it's in. And, that's a story for another day, which I will talk about that at a future video. There's a few videos that I'm planning on making for the record to discuss my experiences, yeah, let's just say I have a few of them to talk about. So yeah, but I'm from Michigan, the city of Wayne, Michigan, Wayne County, Michigan. This is Wayne County Audit, aka Fucking Around TV, where I, your host, fuck around so you can find out, right? And then hopefully you'll do something good with that information that you find out. Because we do need good lawyers in this country, we do need good judges, but unfortunately the system is not designed to reward those type of people. And while there are great constitutional auditors that do amazing things, there's just simply not enough, right? There's just simply not enough Josh Abrams and DeVincent McFarlands and Josh Freeman and Sean Paul Reyes, and there's a ton of people that do this, but it's still not anywhere near enough. And so we got to keep growing. And we got to keep at it, guys, because this, I believe, is the the philosophical fight of our lifetime, and it's constitutional auditing, it's government accountability, it's the ability to be able to effectively redress your grievances, where these public officials can't just weasel their way off the hook and try to say that, well, I'm going to tell you how you can communicate with me and this and that. And it's like, no, you can't. No, you can't. Yeah. Well, definitely. Yeah, there's probably, honestly, 200-300 auditors. There's not that many that are effective, that can ask a couple, decent questions. Because that's, it's really an art form, There's people that just know how to talk under pressure, and then there's people that just don't. And it's very hard to learn how to do. But certain people can do it, but we obviously need more people. Because they pick us off like flies, guys. And it's just wild. It's wild to see this country in the last 20 years, what has happened to it. And the judges, they're all in on it. They're all in on this system. They all benefit from it. And they obviously have no interest in the tyrant terminator. He's in a whole category of his own. But that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, is just be a scarecrow. To be a scarecrow, but ask just the right question in just the right tone of voice at just the right time. And talk real slow and real peaceful, real calm. And it's easier said than done, guys. It really is. I'm learning, though. I'm learning from the best. I'm still under the belief that Joshua Abrams is the best constitutional auditor in America. I know he'll disagree with that, as he should. But no, really, I think overall, if he was a Fallout character, all of his attributes would be like a 7 or an 8. He's good. He's good. Good guy. Good friend, and just a great master at his craft. But I hope when I grow up one day I can be half the man that JA is. AFA. I hope I can live up to that at some point, but don't get discouraged, guys. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. So I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna get back to it. Get back to work here. Talk to you guys later.